last year. I just can't believe it.
And that was your goal going in, and you unofficially take over the championship point lead again.
Hell yeah, man. We just want to keep on doing good, man. One race at a time. We might just win it.
What does it mean to win here, not only once, but to win here 5 times?
Well, it don't mean shit right now. Daddy's done won here 10 times, so I got to do a little more, do more winning. But we're gonna get there. And he was the master. I'm just following his chain.
Off of turn 4 here. The into the wall goes Bubba Wallace. And he comes back across the track, tags the 5. They're both in the wall. The caution comes out. That's the 20 car of Christopher Bell. Christopher Bell hard into the outside wall. A playoff driver involved in this. That hard.
Larson's going to go to the bottom here into turn 3. Harvick backs out. The 5 sliding up the racetrack, Bubba just feels like that the 5 didn't give him much room as he would have liked to come off of that corner.
To wave everybody off, and then he tried to get around Tony Stewart, and we got everybody trying to pit and go around people.
Trying not to wreck. Carl Edwards, the 99 car, had no place to go. They all started slowing up in front of him and did a good job.
Black flag, Carl Edwards. They're going to penalize Carl Edwards for the move at the entrance to pit road.
Bill, they just told him over the radio that he will have to make a pass through. He said, for what? They said, you passed below the yellow line. He said, I was trying to avoid the crash. And then his spotter, Bobby Hudson, chimed in and said, I'm sure other cars passed us because we slowed down. We'll have to take a look at the tape.
That's what it looked like to me. Let's take a look at it. But everybody slowed up in front of me. See him on the bottom there. Now these guys are all slowing down. All Carl Edwards is doing right there is avoiding a wreck. He did not gain any position.
He lost position.
By doing that, he lost 3 positions. I do not understand.
Well, the guy spinning sideways, Tony Stewart, back in 1999 did it, and he spins it and comes down across the racetrack and nudges the pit wall.
He's a good driver. Could have had a little help right there. I'd say he had a lot of help. I saw that one coming for about 5 laps.
Now, NASCAR had just warned both of these teams, the 42 and the 14. As far as they was concerned, it should be over. And I guess someone didn't get the message.
I think now, as far as Montoya
well, they warned the crew chiefs.
It might be over.
Yeah.
I think it might be over now.
Oh, yeah.
Looks like Montoya was on a mission to settle the score.
Montoya had been in the garage 28 laps. Comes out in the 14 car, is on the lead lap, being shown in the top 15, and there's the contact.
That's a lot of contact. You see the hood buckle up on that 42.
We'll show you how it started. This is not the first incident. If you just joined our coverage between these 2 guys today, 2 fiery competitors. Back on lap 117, watch the 14 right up in front of the 42.
Yeah, it was just hard racing, and Montoya didn't like the fact that he slid up in front of him, so here Tony Stewart retaliated, cutting down the right side tires on Montoya's car, and here's what happened.
They are going to black flag the 42 and hold him 2 laps for aggressive driving.
Tony Stewart, Greg Biffle, Bobby Labonte, Kevin Harvick, Jamie McMurray, the top 5. Black flag for the race leader.
Tony Stewart has been black flagged?
That's what I'm hearing.
Too slow on the restart.
Wow, that's big.
The restart before that had been waved off because Tony Stewart was not keeping up with the pace car. So that's why they put the pace car back out in front. They issued a warning to Tony. And apparently you're supposed to stop weaving your car back and forth when you're in turn 3 on the lap to the restart. Not apparently. That's the instructions they gave out in the driver's meeting.
Right.
And Tony was still weaving his car coming off turn 4 down for the restart, so they black flagged him.
So that's why, because he was still weaving, not because he was too slow.
Right.
Okay. There we see him back and forth trying to clear those tires of debris.
They told him stop doing that at that time, and there was the restart.
Up the racetrack, and the Double Zero obviously frustrated, and under caution shows his frustration to Bilicki. Bilicki with all that damage. You know, the track bar, everything's all bent and moved around on that rear clip, and that car's not going to drive the way it is.
Unique thing about this is that is the gas man. He's allowed to normally be over 3 pit boxes away if he's gassing the car, but look at him. He has no gas can in his hand. They do that for safety. They don't want him holding a 100-pound gas can trying to jump over instantly. So the fact that he was on the ground more than 1 box away was a penalty in this situation. He really didn't even have a role in that pit stop, so that is a costly.
Johnson gets going. Montoya does not. They come to green. The field stacks up behind Montoya, then separates, and they're off to turn 1.
Yeah, Juan Montoya just did not even remotely get going.
Restart violation.
Jimmy Johnson jumped the restart. Whether or not Juan Montoya spun the tires on the outside on this restart.
That was the beginning of the restart box right there. You see those 2 lines on the inside, that's the restart box.
Yeah, he was well inside the box.
I don't know, I always got told that the rule is if you get forced down there, then you're the winner of the race. On the last lap, anything goes. They always say it in the driver's meeting, and that's what I was going with. I got forced down there, man. I had a nose inside of them, and I could have piled up the whole field, and I guess that would have been a cooler finish. I don't know, but I'm proud of DEI. I'm proud of the Principal Penalties Group. Everybody on this team, ECR engines were awesome. It was a great day for us. We're trying to get this car funded for next year, and you know, second sucks. That's all I can say.
We don't know right now if you are second. NASCAR has not placed you yet. Where do you feel like you should be placed?
Doing burnouts out there right now.
Now you just reset our conversation about the 5-minute clock. Now Matt Kenseth is on it. He has a full 5 minutes.
Jimmy Johnson, he never got off of it though, right? They didn't run a whole lap, so his clock is still running.
You can have more than 6 guys, okay? You can't have more than 6.
And you heard right there, you can't have more than 6. Remember that penalty I discussed. If you have an extra guy, major penalty.
We had mentioned when they were on pit road and they were working on the car, you can't have more than 6 members of the pit crew over the wall. We actually counted it. We saw there were 7. NASCAR has also looked at it. They said that's too many men over the wall.
And the problem with too many men over the wall is during the course of the race, if it happens on a normal pit stop, you just go to the tail end. But when you are on the 5-minute clock, when you are part of the damaged vehicle policy, which the 20 of Matt Kenseth was absolutely on, he was in the accident, that these 7 men right here, that is basically you are done in the event. You have failed the damaged vehicle policy. The 20, no matter the amount of damage, cannot continue. They will go to the garage. They can no longer participate in this race.
NASCAR official talking to crew chief Jason Ratcliffe. Larry.
Yeah, the whole key to this rule is if the fuel can is engaged. Now you see right there, it is engaged. So he's fueling the car. Now watch, he's going to lay the wrench on the deck lid. Now, if he'd have laid that wrench on the deck lid before he engaged the fuel can, it would have been no harm, no foul. But because that fuel can was engaged, you cannot do any other function.
Looks like Kyle might get back out. He might stay on the lead lap here. Looks like it was close.
Well, he's out in front of the pace car, so it looks like Kyle will stay on the lead lap. Staying on the lead lap, there is the pit outline, and look at the pace car. Now that blue line in the background, if the pace car is past that, he's drilled. Oh, and we just got word from NASCAR. The 18 too fast.
They said we sped to keep from going a lap down.
You heard it there. They're going to hold him 1 lap.
Yeah, they actually changed right sides first. Now they're changing the left. Well, I mean, he was going to be a lap down either way. Oh, well, I guess that's a little hand signal he's giving the NASCAR official.
That's Kyle Busch's radio. Remember the little gesture that we had to apologize for? It's going to cost him 2 more laps. NASCAR is going to pull him in.
You're too hard for this. You're costing us. Zero, park it for 2 laps.
So a bad break turned into a bad situation, and it's gone to worse. Battle for 5th over on the right side.
That'll stand up to them, but they'll show me how far to stand up.
How about Harvick, Hamlin, Boyer, all in line right there.